When adopting a plant-based diet, many individuals, whether young, middle-aged, or elderly, often wonder if they are getting the necessary nutrients to maintain good health. Transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle can be highly beneficial, but it's crucial to ensure you're consuming the right variety of foods to avoid potential deficiencies. In this section, we will go over some essential nutrients that may require special attention on a plant-based diet, along with strategies for meeting your nutritional needs. One of the primary concerns people have when switching to a plant-based diet is vitamin D. This vital nutrient is important for bone health, immune function, and calcium absorption. For individuals following a plant-based diet, vitamin D can be tricky to obtain because it's typically found in animal products such as fatty fish, liver, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products. However, that doesn't mean those on a plant-based diet can't get enough vitamin D, they just need to be more mindful of where they source it. Mushrooms, especially those exposed to ultraviolet (UV) light, are one of the few plant-based sources of vitamin D. Additionally, many plant-based milks, like almond milk, soy milk, and oat milk, are fortified with vitamin D, making it easier for plant-based eaters to meet their daily intake. Breakfast cereals and some orange juices are also fortified with vitamin D. Still, it's important to note that sunlight is another significant source of vitamin D. When your skin is exposed to the sun, it synthesizes vitamin D naturally, so taking regular walks outdoors, particularly during the morning or late afternoon, can also help boost your vitamin D levels. Although sunlight is a great way to get vitamin D, many people, especially those who live in northern climates or who spend most of their time indoors, may not get enough sun exposure to meet their needs. In these cases, a vitamin D supplement might be necessary, especially during the winter months. The recommended daily intake of vitamin D for adults is typically around 600 to 800 IU, though it may vary based on age, health conditions, and geographic location. For older adults or those with specific health concerns, higher doses may be recommended. It's always a good idea to check with a healthcare provider to determine the best course of action for your individual needs. Next, let's talk about vitamin B12, which is another nutrient that often raises concern for those following a plant-based diet. Vitamin B12 is essential for the production of red blood cells, maintaining the nervous system, and supporting DNA synthesis. Unfortunately, vitamin B12 is not naturally found in plant-based foods, making it one of the most significant nutrients that plant-based eaters need to monitor. B12 is primarily found in animal products like meat, dairy, eggs, and fish. Because it's not found in plant foods, those on a plant-based diet need to turn to fortified foods or supplements to meet their B12 needs. Many plant-based milks, nutritional yeast, and breakfast cereals are fortified with vitamin B12, so these can be valuable additions to your diet. If you're not consuming fortified foods regularly, it's important to consider taking a vitamin B12 supplement. A deficiency in vitamin B12 can lead to serious health issues, including fatigue, nerve damage, and anemia. The good news is that B12 deficiencies are easily preventable with the right supplementation. It's recommended that people following a plant-based diet take a vitamin B12 supplement or regularly consume fortified foods to ensure they are meeting their daily requirements. The typical recommended daily intake for vitamin B12 is around 2.4 micrograms for most adults, but pregnant or breastfeeding women may require higher amounts. Regular blood tests can help you monitor your B12 levels and prevent any potential deficiencies. Iron is another nutrient that deserves attention on a plant-based diet. Iron plays a crucial role in transporting oxygen throughout the body and supporting energy levels. While iron is found in plant-based foods such as lentils, beans, spinach, and tofu, the form of iron in plants, non-heme iron, is not as easily absorbed as the iron from animal products, heme iron. This means that those following a plant-based diet may need to consume more iron-rich foods to meet their daily needs. To enhance the absorption of non-heme iron, it's important to consume it with vitamin C-rich foods. For example, pairing a spinach salad with some bell peppers, strawberries, or citrus fruits can help improve the absorption of the iron in the spinach. Cooking in cast iron skillets can also increase the iron content of foods. If necessary, iron supplements may be recommended for individuals at higher risk of deficiency, such as pregnant women or those with a history of anemia. The recommended daily intake of iron varies depending on age, sex, and specific health conditions, but for most adults, it's around 18 milligrams per day. Pregnant women may need up to 27 milligrams per day to support both their own needs and the development of the baby. Omega-3 fatty acids are another essential nutrient to be aware of on a plant-based diet. Omega-3s play a vital role in brain health, reducing inflammation, and supporting cardiovascular function. These healthy fats are typically found in fatty fish, which is excluded from a plant-based diet. However, plant-based sources of omega-3s exist and can provide the necessary nutrients to support overall health. Flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and algae-based supplements are excellent sources of omega-3s for those on a plant-based diet. Flaxseed oil, in particular, is one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids. Including a variety of these omega-3 rich foods in your diet regularly will help support heart and brain health. If you're concerned about getting enough omega-3s, an algae-based omega-3 supplement may be a great option. Algae-based supplements provide DHA and EPA, the two most essential forms of omega-3s for the body. Calcium is another critical nutrient for bone health. While many people associate calcium with dairy products, there are plenty of plant-based sources of calcium available. Leafy greens such as kale, collard greens, and bok choy are excellent sources of calcium. Additionally, fortified plant-based milks, tofu, almonds, and figs can also help ensure you're getting enough calcium to maintain strong bones. In many cases, calcium intake may need to be higher on a plant-based diet to make up for the absence of dairy products. The recommended daily intake of calcium for most adults is around 1,000 milligrams, but this can vary based on age, gender, and other factors. For individuals at higher risk of osteoporosis, such as postmenopausal women or those with a family history of bone-related conditions, it may be beneficial to consume more calcium-rich foods or consider taking a calcium supplement. Magnesium, zinc, iodine, and vitamin K are other nutrients that can be affected by a plant-based diet. Magnesium, for example, is found in whole grains, leafy greens, and legumes, while zinc can be sourced from nuts, seeds, and beans. Iodine, which is essential for thyroid function, can be found in sea vegetables like nori and kelp, but iodine deficiency can be common in a plant-based diet if these foods aren't regularly consumed. Vitamin K, essential for blood clotting and bone health, is found in leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts. As we dive deeper into the importance of understanding the key nutrients that may need more attention in a plant-based diet, it's important to realize that planning and being mindful of your food choices will ensure long-term health. For young adults, middle-aged individuals, and elderly people alike, the benefits of adopting a plant-based diet can be profound, but only if the nutritional needs are met adequately. Let's begin by talking about vitamin A, a vital nutrient for maintaining healthy vision, skin, and immune function. While vitamin A is commonly associated with foods like liver and dairy, it is important to note that the plant-based sources of vitamin A are in the form of provitamin A carotenoids, particularly beta-carotene. These carotenoids are found in colorful vegetables like carrots, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin. Leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and collard greens also contain substantial amounts of beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. This makes it relatively easy for those on a plant-based diet to meet their daily vitamin A requirements. A deficiency in vitamin A can lead to issues like night blindness and a weakened immune system. However, since beta-carotene is abundant in plant foods, those who eat a variety of fruits and vegetables should be able to get an adequate amount of vitamin A. It is important to note that the body's ability to convert beta-carotene into active vitamin A can depend on several factors, such as the presence of fat in the diet. Eating beta-carotene-rich foods with a small amount of healthy fats, like avocado or olive oil, can enhance the absorption of vitamin A. Moving on, let's talk about the importance of protein in a plant-based diet. Protein is essential for muscle repair, immune function, and overall growth. While animal products like meat, eggs, and dairy are commonly associated with protein, there are plenty of plant-based sources of protein available as well. Legumes such as lentils, beans, chickpeas, and peas are excellent sources of plant protein. Additionally, tofu, tempeh, and edamame are rich in protein, making them versatile options for those on a plant-based diet. Nuts and seeds, such as almonds, sunflower seeds, and chia seeds, also provide a good amount of protein. Whole grains like quinoa, farro, and bulgur can contribute to protein intake as well. It is important to note that plant-based proteins are often not considered complete proteins, meaning they do not contain all 9 essential amino acids in the same proportions as animal proteins. However, by consuming a variety of plant proteins throughout the day, you can easily obtain all the essential amino acids your body needs. For example, pairing beans with rice, or hummus with whole grain bread, creates a complete protein profile. For most people, the recommended daily intake of protein can be met by consuming a variety of plant-based foods. The general guideline is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, but athletes, pregnant women, and elderly individuals may need more protein. Incorporating a range of protein sources in every meal will not only help you meet your protein needs but also provide a balanced array of other nutrients. One of the other crucial micronutrients to monitor is zinc. Zinc is essential for immune function, protein synthesis, and cell division. While zinc is commonly found in meat and shellfish, there are plenty of plant-based sources of zinc as well. Legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains are good sources of zinc. However, it's important to note that the bioavailability of zinc from plant sources can be lower than from animal sources due to compounds like phytates, which can inhibit zinc absorption. To maximize zinc absorption, it is helpful to soak, sprout, or ferment plant-based foods, such as beans and grains. Additionally, consuming zinc-rich foods alongside foods high in vitamin C can help improve absorption. For example, adding bell peppers or broccoli to a meal of beans or lentils can boost zinc absorption. Zinc deficiencies can lead to symptoms like hair loss, delayed wound healing, and impaired immune function. The recommended daily intake of zinc for adults is around 8 to 11 milligrams, with higher needs during pregnancy and breastfeeding. Let's also discuss iodine, a mineral that plays a critical role in thyroid function. The thyroid is responsible for regulating metabolism, energy production, and body temperature. In a plant-based diet, iodine can be harder to obtain because it is primarily found in seafood and dairy products. However, sea vegetables like nori, kelp, and dulse are excellent plant-based sources of iodine. It's important to consume these foods in moderation, as excessive iodine intake can lead to thyroid dysfunction. For individuals who do not regularly consume sea vegetables, iodine can be obtained from iodized salt. Using iodized salt in your cooking or sprinkling it on meals can help ensure you're getting enough iodine to support thyroid health. The recommended daily intake of iodine for adults is about 150 micrograms, though pregnant and breastfeeding women may need higher amounts. If you're unsure whether you're getting enough iodine, a blood test can provide insight into your levels. Moving forward, we need to talk about the importance of fiber. Fiber is a crucial nutrient for digestive health, heart health, and weight management. A plant-based diet is naturally high in fiber because fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes are all excellent sources of fiber. In fact, most people on a plant-based diet consume much more fiber than those who eat animal-based foods. Fiber helps to regulate bowel movements, lower cholesterol levels, and maintain healthy blood sugar levels. It also helps you feel full longer, which can aid in weight management. The recommended daily intake of fiber for adults is about 25 grams for women and 38 grams for men, although most people in the general population do not meet these recommendations. By including a variety of high-fiber foods in your meals, you can easily meet and exceed these recommendations. Good sources of fiber include fruits like apples and berries, vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, whole grains like oats and brown rice, and legumes like beans and lentils. In addition to fiber, it's important to focus on healthy fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s, which are essential for brain and heart health, are found in plant-based sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and algae-based supplements. Including these foods in your diet regularly will help ensure that you're getting enough omega-3s to support overall well-being. Omega-3s play a vital role in reducing inflammation, improving cognitive function, and supporting heart health. A deficiency in omega-3s can lead to cognitive decline, heart disease, and other health issues. For those on a plant-based diet, consuming a variety of omega-3 rich foods is crucial. Finally, it's worth mentioning the importance of staying hydrated, especially on a plant-based diet. While water is always the best choice, many plant-based foods also contain significant amounts of water. Fruits like watermelon, oranges, and strawberries, as well as vegetables like cucumbers and celery, can help keep you hydrated throughout the day. Drinking water regularly and eating water-rich foods will help your body function optimally and prevent dehydration, which can lead to fatigue, headaches, and digestive issues.